As you know from the previous video, our desire is to get a variety of different automation targets into this app integration area. A problem can exist when you work in a corporation. They may force you to go through an internet proxy to be able to connect to the internet. In that case, when you do click on this package manager here and you go to available and all, you actually won't see any options in here. The only thing you'll see is this core activities. And the reason for that is because this particular package manager dialog is being blocked from connecting to the internet and populating this list of available packages. So in that case, what you'll need to do is go directly to the website that serves as a repository for all these packages. And that website is myget.org. And once you're here, just go ahead and click on the sign up button, and you'll very quickly be able to create a free account, and they'll send you an email to confirm. And once you get that, you'll be able to sign into the site like this. So once you are inside, it's not necessarily obvious what you need to do, but in some of the UiPath help documents, they talk about this URL right here, which is myget.org/feed/packages/workflow. Some of the help documents refer to this and tell you that you need to go here to get packages. So when I hit return, you can see that I'm presented with a list of all the possible packages we're going to need to be able to interact with these various targets. And at present, there are 2 pages worth. When you go to the second page, that's when you'll see things like database and Excel and FTP and mail and all those top level packages that you want. What I've done is on my local machine, I've created a directory in C installers NuGet. And of course, you can put this folder wherever you want. But the idea is that we're going to need to click on this link to go to its main page and then download this top-level package into this directory. And once we've done that, we'll go back into UiPath's Manage Packages, and then we can right-click on any one of these nodes, and this little Configure Sources thing pops up. And when we use this, we're simply going to point this package manager at this download directory we created, and then it's going to show the packages in here that exist inside this download directory. So it's kind of cumbersome, and I'm surprised that UiPath doesn't do a better job showing people how to do this, but let's walk through it. So like I said, I'm here at feed/packages/workflow. I've gone to the second page, and I'm on Excel here. I click on this link, and now I'm on the main page for Excel. And all we need to do is find this download link right here. When you click on that, you can see it pops open a new window, and it's going to give us this little save button down here. So I click on the save as option, and you can see I'm placing that into my C installers NuGet. So you can see that I've already got Excel in here right now. That's the top level package. So then I would hit the back button, and I would jump back and get something like Terminal, for instance, which would allow me to connect to mainframe terminals. And again, I would click on Download, pops open the new tab, gives me my Save As option down here, and I will save my terminal top level package. Once it's downloaded, it gives you this option to open the folder or view downloads. So I'll just go ahead and close that because I know right where it is. So you can see here in my C installers NuGet, I now have this terminal activities, and the version number here, 10271, matches what I just downloaded from the website. So at this point, like I said, we jump in here to Manage Packages. We right-click and we say Configure Sources. And you can see I already have this added. And the way that I got here was to simply go down to Source, and I click on this little Browse thing here. And I scan through my C drive to find that location. So Installers, UiPath. And when I click on OK, it places that path here. And it looks like they might have a bug in this thing, because once I've done that, I should be able to type in the name of it here, because that's where this downloaded name came from. You can name it whatever you want, and then it's going to show up here in your list. So since I can't type this in, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the plus button. And now you can see it's giving me an error, and it's giving me an opportunity now to go ahead and change this value here and to go back and reselect my source. So ultimately, you can see that you just need to select a source directory, provide a name, and then click on the plus button. And that's how it's going to wind up over here in your list. So since I've downloaded several of these top-level libraries, they are appearing in here. And there's my terminal that I just downloaded. So you would think it's as easy as just going ahead and clicking on install. You'd be wrong, because in the process of trying to install terminal, this terminal package actually has dependencies on other packages. And as we discussed, this package manager window cannot get those dependencies because it can't get through your proxy. So what that means is you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to download each of these dependencies as they pop up and then try the process again. So I'm looking for fluent.ribbon. I'll jump back to our site and go back to this packages area here. Unfortunately, they're organized in alphabetical order in this list. So notice fluent.ribbon is right there. I click on it. I click download. I save as. I make sure it's going into that same location with all my other packages that I've added as my source. Click on save, and I can see that it's downloaded. So now I go back to UiPath and repeat the process. Now it shouldn't complain about that same dependency. And look at that, it only needed one dependency. And now if I go over here into app integration, you can see that terminals is available. So that's the process you use to download packages when you're being blocked by a corporate proxy. Your alternative would be to talk to your IT folks and see if you can get them to whitelist you and not have to use that proxy. But if you can't do that, this is your option. Terminals was easy because it only had one dependency, but just bear in mind that installing some of these cool top-level packages are going to have multiple dependencies. And the way that you can see that is if you go back to this site here on packages, for instance, and I'm going back to page 2, and under Excel, for instance, on this download page, you can go to this tab that says dependencies, and it'll tell you how many dependencies it has. But what's a bummer is that each of these dependencies might also have dependencies. And the way you can kind of see that is by clicking on this little icon, which shows a dependency map. So you can see here is our main package we're looking for, and it has these satellite dependencies. And you can see that, for instance, closed XML, when you hover over that, shows that it also has dependencies. And then again, of course, those dependencies could have dependencies and so on. So when you're sitting here clicking on the install button, you might find that these things pop up dependency after dependency, and you have to keep going back to this website and downloading them. So that's a workaround for you for installing these packages outside of the proxy.